So we have a lot to do here in the offseason, some roster spots to fill, a coaching situation to figure out. Got to try to retool this team into a championship caliber team because it's just not quite there yet. And that first round exit last season, yeah, we've just got to be better. And we're going to try to figure that out here. But before we get too much further, of course, hit that like button if you're enjoying this series. And I do have a winner to read off from last season's point scoring contest. Just one. But that person is Tate Anderson 213, who guessed for the team lead in points, CynFtWProductions. I like the Santa emoji. Is that his nickname? We going with that, Santa? That's pretty good. And for the league lead in points, Bedard, who tied with Nathan McKinnon. No one got the goaltender correct. I believe it was Logan Thompson, of all people. But congrats to you there, Tate. And best of luck to everyone in their predictions for this coming season. So let's get started here. Now I'm going to go with my plan. I'm hiring a couple coaches, and I'm going to leave the AHL goalie spot free so I could rotate guys in and out. We could see who we want to be, the coach. We're going to probably not do either of the forward coaches because, that hasn't quite been working, a forward-based coach. So what I've done is I've hired another defensive coach and another generalist coach because I do want to use one of the generalists as my goalie coach, or maybe I use a defensive guy as my goalie coach. Either way, so that's what we're doing here in regards to coaching. Now, in regards to everything else, I think I'm just gonna check because sometimes after you exit and save, rarely extensions that you offer don't actually go through, but these ones have. So okay. We're good in that regard. Now, filling out the rest of the roster spots. There's going to be, a couple guys jumping that we at least think we're going to use on our NHL lineup. We have kind of our top six set. Brodziak and Burke are going to be in there. Rubrek, I still think, is going to be third line. We might use him second line. Kind of depends on what we do, or the direction that we decide to go in. So top six, need nothing there. We have a piece of our third, a piece of our fourth, maybe two pieces of our third. If we wanted to use McLeod as just that beauty passer, he and Rubrek will work together. That means we would need some kind of a center on that line. Power forward wouldn't be bad, but I'm not opposed to having a two-way or even a secondary playmaker or something like that to feed Rubrek. But I don't know. Part of me just wants to try this guy out on the third line. He has insane offensive stats. What really brings down his overall is his skating, I feel. Everything else and his shot isn't great either, but yeah, everything else is just freaking amazing for him. And neither him or Rubrek can take face-offs, but I want to try that. And that could be a spot that we addressed at the deadline if we feel like we need to. McLeod, he's kind of borderline, but I really think I want to try him out. Wow, that's a lot of penalties. Does he fight or something? Oh my god, can you still not check fights in this screen? That is ridiculous. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so that, Trennan plus Forrest, and then we need another fourth liner. So essentially we need one third liner, one fourth liner, and a depth piece. On the defensive end, we need a depth piece. Yeah, because I mean, I could use Holloway as depth. I don't really want to. We want Giftopoulos, Arnott, or Holloway to be top four. If they're not, we're going to have to make a trade. We have the value to do so. Vieno is going to be on the left side in the top six. Again, he might just cap out at top six, but I'm going to continue to use him. He simmed pretty well last season, and he doesn't seem too bad. And if he gets any higher overall where he's at, I'm only guessing it's going to be 81, 82, and that's perfect for a top six. We have to maybe overpay him, but we have the cap to do so with the rest of our contracts. So that's what we're looking like in that regard. So a depth piece, and then I think we're good. I'll just do a rough count here. This is 9 to Regula. 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we'll need Oh no, we just need an NHL depth piece. Everything else can be AHL unless we make a trade, but we can always pick something else up. And goaltenders we're fine on. Kuhta and Greaves will be NHL. Blotter and Clark will be AHL. So that's essentially what we're looking for in free agency here. A third line center, a fourth line winger, a depth piece, and that's it, right? Or and a depth defenseman. Let's not forget that. So that's what we're looking for here. And we're gonna rotate through coaches. As I said, once I'm gonna set the lines up how I want them, and then see what kind of coaches that we think would be the best for that. So let's get going here. So good news is that most of the guys available would do pretty decently on the third line. That being said, they're all fucking two-way forwards. There's one playmaker here. He's not that good. Okay, so what kind of two-way forward do we want? Kotkaniemi, Like, he could play third line. I'm just worried about stacking it too much. And 3 teams interested. Let that guy play. Top minutes, you know? An 86 wouldn't be awful. Kempe is pretty good. I would go for him over anyone else. But again, expense, right? He is 33, so you could give him shorter terms. Comp, I worry about decline. Goddamn, Kempe is really... Even though he's only got 75 face-offs, he's great offensively. He's great everywhere. And can't really worry about scheme fit too much because it's using our old system anyway. Kempe is in the least amount of danger of falling off. Well, same with Sharon Govich, but he's not as good. Like, flat out not as good as Kempe. Is it Kempe or I think it's Kempe. I follow, meh. I think it's got to be Kempe here. Let's see what kind of asking price. It's, again, going to be a little bit expensive, but we still need a fourth liner, a depth guy. Yeah, we'll have the money for a year. I mean, we have the money for a year. So that's not that much of an issue. Now, Losterinen is listed as a third liner. He's slightly worse, but we won't really face morale issues. The problem with Kempe, I mean, he'll get PK, I'm sure. Yeah. We're still going to compete when it comes to Iafallo, so. Yeah, I'd rather take this guy, because even if he does decline early, he's still higher overall, so if he does, he'll fall into the role. So yeah, we're only going to do a year. But, this will be half of our cap, essentially, going to him for a year. That's okay, I guess. If I'm going for him, I want to make sure I get him. So we'll only have 8.9 mil, but that'll be enough to get a fourth liner, a depth piece. Well, two depth pieces, essentially, but that will be enough. So we're not in trouble right now. This isn't a long-term solution by any means, but we need something for this year. And I was looking down here, the price tags for some of these other guys. Ugh. And ages, too, right? Like, Luostarinen is the only one who I would have considered getting. And why do that when Kempe's there? Really. They got the same face-offs. Kempe's better. Pretty much everywhere. So that, okay. And also, some kind of fourth liner. I think we have a grinder, a two-way. It could be kind of everything, just something heavy. So we'll see what is available. Jeannot. I think I need a right winger, though. Yeah, right winger. Oh. Let's get Ice Spice, baby. Maybe. He's alright. I would prefer someone who could also play center in case of injury, though. Whew. Nicholas Roy. Look at that defense. And he could play middle. He's a bit expensive. But again, I do want to keep some free space both for deadline and if we need to trade for a top 4. So I do have to be a little bit aware of that. But goddamn, Nicholas Roy is really good. What's he want for a year? Oh, it goes down. We can do 2.5 for a year. That'll be kind of okay. That'll still give us 6 mil. Main issue is I can't shed much cap if we have to trade for a top 4. That is the one thing I'm worried about. So we'll keep our eye on Nicholas Roy, but let's see what else we got. Maybe for cheaper. But there might not be anything for that much cheaper. Yeah, not really to play, to also be a center, possibly. Yeah, we're kind of limited. This guy's a sniper. Yeah, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, however you want to look at it, Nick Roy is kind of the best. I could maybe get away with less than 2.5, but I don't want to miss out on that. So we're going to grab Nicholas Roy here. And again, I want him to be able to play center just in case. I like flexibility, I'll say that. He doesn't have the best offense, but as a fourth liner, let's say he doesn't really need it. Because we got a grinder and a two-way, you know. So a grinder and two ways, pretty good for a fourth line. Plus he's got a decent physical category as well. So we're going with that. Now a depth forward and a depth defenseman. Engvall. Nope. Lucius, what a name. He's a sniper. Cunnin is friggin' expensive as hell, which is hilarious. Barbashev, no. O'Connor is okay. Again, and this is for me also important if I get a guy who can play oh man. Oh, if that defensive awareness was just a little bit higher, man. If he had like 84, 85, even an 83, I would take him because of the rest of his stats. Unfortunate right there. Appleton. Weak face-offs. Heinen, he could drop more. Like, he can go to AHL. He's not that great anyway. Shit, man. Am I not going to have a guy who can take draws? Whew, there's not a whole lot. It's gonna have to be like a pure defensive piece, which again we can do that. I kind of was hoping to find a guy who could also have a bit of offensive upside, so I could just stick him in. But we have guys on the third line who can move up, so yeah, that can. We should have enough flexibility from other guys too. O'Connor, fortunately. Sam Steele actually isn't bad. I know he's a playmaker, and I generally don't like that, but he kind of ticks all the boxes. And he's very, he's really, I'm going to go for Sam Steele here. He's quite inexpensive, and he ticks all the boxes that I want him to tick. So, yeah. And this is a guy who can truly play anywhere, so. Yeah, we'll just grab Sam Steele. And a defensive depth piece as well. Really? Okay, here we go. OFD, nope. Ooh, this guy can play either side. That's quite good. Yeah, he's not bad. That's kind of crazy. It's just only like... Yeah, it's got to be him, honestly. I know shot blocking, stick checking's a bit low, but... Everyone else is kind of listed as top 6, and this guy's dirt cheap, so... Yeah, we can get him for league minimum. So let's grab him. And that will be what we grab from free agency. Who's interested? I'm just curious who's interested in Luke Hughes, St. Louis, and Nashville. Okay. All right. So that's who we're pursuing here in free agency. I hope I get all these coaches that I'm offering. I should. We'll see. I'm having offer one like an AHL. Ah, I got him. Cool. All right, we got that guy. Yeah, you're damn right our fan base kicks ass. And we got him. No. Essentially saying my guy's worth a 6th round and you want to swap thirds. I don't like trades like that. They're so weird. Excess of goalies. Are you sure? I don't know about that one, Chief. Maybe according to AI, who only carry 3 because they're idiots. Alright, we got Steele. We got Roy. Greaves extended. Vieno extended. We got Putio. And we're missing someone. Are we not? There's Kempe, yeah. Brodziak extended. I think everyone extended by this point, indeed. We got the coaches. We got the extensions. We got the free agents. So as you can see, the only thing I'm missing is an AHL goalie coach. This is so I can filter guys in and out. And we have 2 of each for the splits on the coaches. 2 forwards, 2 defense, triple generalist. And again, I can have a defensive coach as my goalie coach and just go with, you know, 2 generalists, a forward coach, and a defensive coach. Not really the end of the world. And we can hire a decent goalie coach for the AHL at any point, because there's usually tons of them. I'm going to make sure that they don't all somehow get swooped up, but I'm pretty sure there's just going to be tons of them here. Illustrated by... Yep, there's tons of them. Not too many anymore, though. There's enough, though. And I'm guessing at least one will still be there. Now, someone did suggest I maybe try a veterans coach. I could, but not right now. I didn't see any good ones, so we'll see. All right. So all of that taken care of. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sim up. I'll get the lines done, how I want them to be, not worrying about chemistry. And then we'll start to, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at for different coaches. I'll maybe just do that on my own. Either way, I'm going to sim up here and get all that kind of stuff taken care of. So I am facing a bit of dilemma. I have the lines set up exactly as I want. These are actually the best chemistries that we can get. Again, chemistry not the end-all be-all, of course. But the main issue is this was our AHL forward coach. I didn't want to go with that because it's only roll 3 lines, right? Our previous guy, this was our previous NHL head coach. And this guy does have weaker offense and defenses. The other guy that I was gonna get, or fill in, was Campoli. While he has the roll 4 lines, it's slightly weaker chemistries across the board, especially on the defense. The power play is all good and stuff. Penalty kill's even good. It's tough. This is tough, man. It's really, really tough. But I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to say, fuck the chemistry. Just for a second, we at least have zeros here. And I think we're going to go with this guy. Because I wanted to try a non-forward coach, right? We had a forward coach. It didn't seem to work. We're going to try this. So let me get the coaches that I actually want in everywhere. Which is... Alright, this will take some doing. Who do I want down? Okay, here we go. One sec. Make him my goalie coach. We want Domi as the associate. Manlow back as the head coach. Yeah. And then we're going to hire... Oops. A goalie coach here with good teaching. If one still so exists, I really hope they do. They do. Either one of these guys, really. Let's hire this guy. So we'll get him hired. And we're going to try this. Again, I'm just going to say, okay, chemistry isn't going to be what I want, like, on the defensive end, or either maybe even on the offensive, but, you know, it didn't seem to help us. The forward coach didn't seem to help us. I want to roll 4 lines. You know, I built a pretty fucking good 4th line here. At least that I think is a good 4th line. I want them to be able to get out there. So that's what we're going with. Let's see what this looks like. Sniper, playmaker, 2-way. And yes, I'm putting Henley. He's listed as only 4th line. I didn't really want to play him on the 4th line. Can I get an even here? I don't think so. Oof. Alright, whatever, dude. It's the AHL at this point. Yeah. So maybe I switch back to the... I can't even remember what I had. I'm not going to care too much about AHL. We're trying to win a cup here, so. Yep. So I am going to try McLeod, Kempe, and Rubruck. And while they now don't get chemistry with this coach, I could get +4 and +4 if I put Brodziak up. That is tempting. And yes, I'm putting Gavin top line now. I'm trying that out. Let's try this. Because Burke's going to get top power play time. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so these are going to be our lines. Brodziak, Gavin, Pasternak. CynFtWProductions, Middlestat, Burke, McLeod, Kempe, Rubruck, Roy, Trenin, Forrest. Pettinger, McAvoy, Arnott, Pushkarev, Vieno, and Giftopoulos. Power play. Burke, Pasta, Middlestat, CynFtWProductions, and I'm going to try Pushkarev on the top power play unit. We need to try to get him kick-started, get him some X factors, just get him better if we can. And then Middlestat's passing, Pasternak's finishing, Middlestat will also be puck carrying. Yeah, losing, obviously, the gold elite edges from Quinn is definitely a factor here. But second unit, Brodziak, Rubruck, Gavin, McAvoy, Kempe. Gavin distributing and puck carrying with Rubruck finishing. So you see I'm splitting the time between guys' first line and guys' second line just to try to keep everyone happy. Get no morale minuses from that. Penalty kill, Kempe, Forrest with Pettinger, McAvoy. Trenin, Roy with Arnott and Vieno. And then Gavin, Brodziak with Pushkarev and Giftopoulos. And then, yeah, defensive pairing should be the same. Trenin, Kempe, Roy. Extras, 4-on-4. Gavin, CynFtWProductions. We're going to hand the top 4-on-4 and the top 3-on-3 to the kids. And I did like their dynamic working together again. It's kind of a mismatch, but, you know, we need some change here and there. Second one's going to be Middlestat and Pasternak. And then Kempe and Rubruck. Defensive pairings will be the same as the NHL. 3-on-3 forward pairings are the same. Then you got McAvoy, Pushkarev, and then Pettinger. Extra attacker is Pasta and CynFtWProductions. And there's your shootout lineup. I put Rubruck in there instead of McAvoy. Goaltenders, Kuta and Greaves. He is now an 88, listed as elite. Look at those freaking reflexes. Pretty damn good. And then, of course, we have Sam Steele and Kasper Puttio as our depth pieces. We're going to try it. No chemistries in the bottom 6, but they should be all good enough to kick some ass, man. The lineup management says physical, so that's actually kind of good with the amount of power forwards that we have. And Grinder, you know, they got 2 ways. I'm hoping, at least. We have a lot of DFDs. We got 1, 2, 3 DFDs, couple 2-ways, 1 OFD. I don't know. We'll see. Just, you know, a new strategy, essentially. We got to try to keep the puck out of the net, and we should still be able to score at a high level with these line combos. We have 3 lines that can score. We need everyone contributing, and we can mess with the power play and stuff like that if we so choose. I did turn back on goalie rotations. I think in the last episode, actually, but I'm going to double check it just in case. And so you guys can see, goalie rotations are on. And I'll do one more check on contracts. I didn't think we had any outstanding possible extensions that I was waiting on. We do not. Oh yeah, Kuta, that's right. Don't forget about goalie. Yeah, he still kind of wants a... Ooh. 1 year and we can keep him RFA. That's interesting. I am worried that he's going to change his mind on that. That's like a really, really, really steep drop. 2 years and he'll still be UFA and the price tag's really low. That's what I'd honestly prefer. That gives us hell of a lot of chances to boost him up. I'll do math on that. Again, it may not work. He might change his mind and stuff like that. That is a slight concern. But if he doesn't, this is insane. Like, he won't be RFA after this, but that's kind of okay. Let's see if he accepts that. That would be tremendous if he does. Alright, so now we're still waiting on that goalie coach, but he should get in here. There we go. So our coaching staff is completely filled up. Lines are how they want them. You guys have seen the lines. Go ahead and make your predictions. Let's see how we go. We might get off to a slow start. I'm not going to panic. I'm going to trust the process and see what happens. I'm not going to make any major changes until we do the 3 months. Hell no. Get that out of here. I'm not giving up on my grinder. Why is he even on the block? Or was that my... I thought that was. No, I think we got 4. No, Liston is a grinder. I don't know. Get out of here. Yeah, pretty sure he is. I don't know. I think it's Forrest and Liston who are the 2 grinders top 6s that I drafted. So he accepted that extension. That's 2 years at sub 2 million. After this year. Well, preseason's starting off pretty good, but preseason is preseason. See what happens when the regular season kicks in. Okay, 1 and 2 to start. I like those wins. Okay. Alright, not too bad of a start here. Shutout. Yeah, we're allowing some goals here and there. That's the thing that I really do want to tighten up. But, yeah. We'll see. A little bit back and forth here. Who the hell went in there? Where was... I'm assuming right side somewhere. Probably James. Kind of want him play. He's another right-hander. Honestly, Niemela can sit. I'd rather get... Still kind of focus on a bit of growth. Speaking of which. Ah! Don't want him sitting. Whoops. Yeah, Liston's a grinder as well. Now listed as 4th line, so he can be NHL ready next season. Who the hell sits? Koivunen, I guess. Let's do a switch here. My bad. There we go. Let's just do that. That'll be fine. Alright. Okay. Now we can keep going. Bit of a rough patch there, but we bounce back. Yeah, goaltending somehow kind of still an issue at times. Alright, Holloway goes down with a wrist sprain. That is AHL once again. Okay. 17-6-0. Good enough for first in our division. And our second line's kicking ass. Good enough to be tied for first, so we really didn't lose a step. Locker room... Oh, yeah, and I gave Borodziak an A, because he is continuing to be listed as a leader, so I gave him an A, instead of, like, middle stat or something. So it's McAvoy, captain, Pasta, and Baradziuk as alternates. Pfft, that looks pretty good to me, man. That looks pretty good to me. Holy crap. Power plays crush. Oh my goodness. This is a great start. I was expecting more of an adjustment period. We've still lost some games and stuff, but everything looks really good. And now it has to keep up. But everything's looking really, really strong right now. CynFtWProductions 33 points, Gavin 30, Middlestat 29, Baradziuk 26, Pasternak 26, Burke 24. Our entire top 6 is point per game or above. Kempe has 16, Rubrek with 12, McLeod 10. They could be a bit better. I really like our fourth line. Yeah. They're getting a few points here and there, but more importantly, they're big pluses. Pushkarev is getting some points. McAvoy, Pettinger, I'd like to see their plus-minus better, considering they need to be a good shutdown pair. It's a two-way and a freaking... Well, obviously, McAvoy can put up points, but he's a two-way guy. Like, gotta shut things down. This pairing has to be able to shut things down. Arnott and Pushkarev are looking good together, though. Kufta, not the stats we want out of him quite yet. Greaves is looking phenomenal as the backup. Let's hope Kufta can keep going here. I do have a defensive coach as my goaltender coach, so I mean, goddamn, like what? I don't know. Don't know. All right, well, another month here. This will give us a real good idea. Really hope our goaltending can shape up here. That's a good start. Yeah, I'm just going to keep let Auto Scout do everything. That's 2 really good games right there. Caden Price, man, I got to check on this because, yeah. Because I know we already had someone sitting out. Is he back yet? No. When the fuck is he coming back? Yeah, Holloway's still out. Now Price is out, and that's got to be a freaking forward in there. Alright, well, at least I know what's going on now. I just needed to kind of... Yeah, it'll be a half D minus, but nothing I could do about it. We have minimal depth now. Alright, that's a tough loss. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Caden Arnott, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna manually do this because I'm gonna put Giftopoulos up after I do just the normal switch. Yeah, it'll be easier. So, Butio. That won't be a... Ooh, that might be a minus, though. No, it won't be. Yeah, if it was a 0 before, it's still a 0. Because I have the exact same chemistry. Come on, defense. There we go. Okay, we're having, like, really good defensive games. We're still kind of supplementing them with iffy performances. I guess it's going to happen throughout the course of the year. I just want to see stat improvement. It's going to be hard to tell by the eye test, but we're going to have to continue to hopefully see the stat improvement. And that'll be apparent the next time we check. Alright, Holloway is back. Good. He keeps getting pushed down, but fucking grow. If you don't want to get pushed down, man. What else do you want me to say? I'm actually going to try him here. And we're just adjusting on the fly with the AHL, but that's the least of my concern. At this point. Okay, Arnott's back. So Giftopoulos back down. Arnott back in. There we go. Back to quote-unquote normal. Didn't want to end like that, but 25, 10, and 2 is still very, very good. Did we see an improvement on our goals against per game? That's the big question. By .01, yes, but it's consistent. At least it's consistent. And the ratio is insane, man. Let's be honest. That ratio is ridiculous. Our special teams are ridiculous. God, just do this in the playoffs, man. So, chemistry. Again, not the end-all, be-all, and it's proven it right here. And CynFtWProductions is... Wow, Pasternak's not scoring? Weird. Very weird. That whole line's just, like, hybrid. That's so bizarre. Pasternak all of a sudden not scoring. What? I mean, he's still getting an absurd amount of points, but holy crap, CynFtWProductions. I'm not touching a thing. Okay, Burke has fallen below point per game, but I'll forgive him because we're still kicking. Now look at the third line now, 28 points, 25, 21. And the fourth line are still hefty pluses. And all the pluses improving there. Oh, God damn it! Kuta's numbers actually got worse. Still winning, but yeah, Greaves is being a great 1B right here. I mean, yeah, he's kicking ass. Kuta's still young, still learning, but we do need him to figure it out. Obviously, he'll be on a short leash come the playoffs, and we will be a playoff team. I will check out growth as I normally do here. I doubt we're going to see anything from our NHL. Yeah, Rubrek does have stat growth by the looks of it. He should be able to maintain that if he keeps up the pace he's on. In the system here, lefty Blacker, solid growth. Yervinin, really good growth out of him. Arsene, yet another goalie. Okay, Bladder's up to a 75. Henley hasn't grown, so we can keep an eye on that. I don't want to fuck with my fourth line, though. He should still jump. Again, he's still young enough. We kind of picked him just to pick him because we could, honestly. It's not like we're, like, desperate for him to play a certain role or something like that. And again, this guy could still be our third-line center of the future because he has 77 faceoffs. So that's still a big option. Yeah, solid growth. Again, I'm not super concerned with growth at this point, but it's looking pretty good. So we just gotta fly up to the deadline. I mean, this is something you just simply don't touch when it's working the way it is right now. Let it go. And hopefully Kuta improves throughout the course of this year. We do need him to. Those are 2 good games. So he should have... Alright. God damn it, Caden. Stop getting injured. This is such a good defensive stretch right here. Oh, okay, there's 1 bad game. 2 bad games. Damn. I was really hoping we'd get on a trend right here. We bounce back with a dub. Restackle. I'm gonna make sure what that is. I just want to get my bearings. Okay. Alright. So he's on the second line. Price is back. We'll wait for the fully healed pop-up, I guess. Yeah, we'll just wait for the pop-up. Shutout. We're getting a few shutouts in here, man. So is Kuta improving throughout the year? It seems like he kind of is, and that's exactly what we want. What? Oh, yeah, here. Here for price. And then... yeah, Steckel's... ah, shit, I forgot to switch back to NHL. Oh, well, here's your chance. McAvoy out with a broken nose till February 7th. Fortunately, that's not super long. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I know he'll be on, like, power play and stuff. Let's do that, and... this should be fine as it is. But I can honestly do that, too, if I wanted to. Let's do that. That's unfortunate. But he won't be out for a super long time. We'll get Steckel back in on that second line. Alright, tough loss right there. Yeah, McAvoy's already back. So I didn't want to go too overboard with the changes there. We actually did have a minus on that line. Interesting. Thank God for the X factors. That's really the only thing keeping him up, but you expect to have X factors there. Good. Ooh, okay, just a mild concussion. Just a mild concussion. Now, unfortunately, there's no goal scorer that can hop in there. Sam Steele. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's a mild concussion. He'll literally be back in like 2 days. Sam Steele. Maybe no chemistry. This shouldn't be a thing, because unless he's on the point here. Okay, he's on the point here. It's fine. Just do that. No big... What? Oh. Okay, whatever. That might get fucked up, but I just don't care about the 4-man power play. It's such a rare occurrence. I never mess with those lines. On my own, at least. Tough loss. 2 tough losses. Need pasta back. There. Skipping a lot of games here. It's doing that fucking thing where it's like trying to balance it out because I'm doing too good. I feel like 41-18 and 2, some pretty rough defensive performances in there, but also some pretty good defense. Yeah, it's just inconsistent a little bit with the goaltending. 42 goals for CynFtWProductions. We're now in 2nd in the division. Yeah, so it's a step back record-wise, or other teams are taking a step forward, but yeah. Oh no, that's not us. So defense has been consistent. You expected some drop-off from the offense. That's pretty steep in that short amount of time, but we weren't going to maintain near 4.5 goals per game. Power play dropped a bit. Penalty kill dropped a bit. Maybe just coming back down to the averages, but let's see how we compare to everyone. We have now the 3rd best offense. Okay, it's pretty steep. Defensively, 3rd best defense. Okay, power play is going to be the best, no question. Oh, God. Almost by 10%. That's insane. Penalty kill, 2nd best penalty kill. We do have 7 shorties for, which is, damn, there's a lot of shorties being scored. So I still like it. We're still doing really, really good. CynFtWProductions. He's going to hit 50. 71 points. Gavin, 67. Brodziuk, 66. Middlestat, 65. Pasternak, 62. Burke, yeah, keeps kind of dropping, but it's whatever. 3rd line looks like it's slowed down a bit, but Rubrek's, again, a 20-goal scorer. Yeah, Pushkarev does keep sliding. He's not getting incredible production on the power play either. Which I was really hoping for. Yeah, Kufta's just inconsistent, man. He's got a couple shutouts. It's just he can't. He's just inconsistent right now. We're gonna keep sticking with him. He needs the reps. That's what he needs, is the reps. So we're here at the deadline. Not touching the 4th line. I know that. Is the 3rd line good enough? Is the question. Is McLeod doing enough of what we want him to do? Only has 29 points, so not quite 0.5 point per game. Again, he does have no power play. Rubrek does. And he's... Yeah. The differential is about his power play points, but actually he's scoring less than McLeod is. That's the only... This is the only place I feel like there may be a gap. Is McLeod doing what we want him to do? Brodziak's up to an 88. I really like the defense. They're all pretty balanced, and all, besides Vieno, pluses. Yeah. So, is it worth it to break up what's going on right now? Because McLeod can be depth. He's listed as depth. We can sit him. And he can jump in anywhere if we have an injury. And then we can... Sam Steele will get legitimately pushed out at that point. Yeah, maybe we... Yeah, if we do that, if we grab someone else for that 3rd line and turn McLeod into the offensive depth piece, then part of the trade should be Sam Steele, and we get a defensive depth piece for that if we have an injury to that 4th line. And that's just insurance policy. That is the only move that we maybe make. Maybe McLeod's destiny is to be that sick offensive depth piece for us who can play. Oh, God. And in this system, look at that. He could play anywhere. First line, second line, third line, even fourth line, but we wouldn't play him there. Although he does have insane defense. So maybe he will be our one depth piece. Who knows? Obviously, he can't take draws, but we'll have enough flexibility, especially in the future. I mean, CynFtWProductions can fucking take draws if he needs to. Brodziak we know can take draws. So essentially we have 4 guys in the top 6 who can take draws. You shouldn't run into a scenario, if you're using McLeod as depth in the future, to run into that issue. And speaking of the future, you're hoping for, obviously, Henley to become part of that third line. Too bad his offensive awareness. Too bad his awareness is suck in general. But we got Steckles a 2-way. Ooh, man, we have so much 2-way possibility here. I like that. And we're doing a kind of a turnover, right? You know, we need a couple more guys filling out that fourth line next season. How much longer is Trennan going to hold on? Roy is on a 1-year contract. He's really good. So we'll have it, yeah. But, focusing on the present, we want to win that fucking cup. And I do really like how this team is performing. I really, really, really do. Just the question of, do we move for someone there? Give you guys a look at what's available. Let's say fuck the roll. We'll go that. Let's have a minimum X factor. And likely a pure rental to start off with. Good on you, Eklund. Do that in real life. Alright. Down here is more likely Barabanov. Lindholm I'm very interested in. Holy crap. Lindholm I'm extraordinarily interested in. Number 1, X Factor. Number 2, he could also play right wing side. Oh, but why? I was thinking, oh, maybe I pick someone up who plays like right wing, and then Rubret can be back in his natural position. But holy fuck, Elias Lindholm. Ooh, he is declining, and if he's on Chicago, I kind of doubt they'd want to give him up. They should be a good team. Listed as a buyer, then, so they don't want to give him up, but they're in a rough spot. They're in a pretty brutal spot. If we start off with our first, that gets us a good portion of the way there. Yeah, if you're not going to make the playoffs, you would sell a 36-year-old on a year on that kind of contract. And they're looking like they may not make the play. That's my number 1 target if we make this move. Let's see where they're at. Like, how obtainable is it for them to make the playoffs at this point? They're 6 points out, and the wild card's not in their division because it's a 73-point. Holy crap! So they are 6 points out of the playoffs with 2 games in hand, though, over the Wild. So like, it is still possible. Yeah, it is still possible. But that's tough. And you can't just think about how many points. You know, you got to leapfrog teams. They got to leapfrog the Predators, the Jets, and then the Wild. And the odds are they're not leapfrogging anyone in the Atlantic. So leapfrog 3 teams. It's tough. They can still do it, though. So that's obviously a possibility. And good God, you saw his face. You saw everything. I mean, it's fucking Elias Lindholm. So that is what I would think to make a move for in the playoffs. If we were to make a move for the playoffs at the deadline, that's what I would do. And then you have McLeod just play a pure depth role for you. And again, maybe you just move Sam Steele as just some value and don't even get anything else back. Because him as our only depth piece, shit. He can play anywhere, dude. He can play on that fourth line easy. You saw that defensive stat. All right, so that's what I'm thinking. Want your guys' feedback as well, so I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button. See you in the next one.